Ever since Lamborghini showed the Urus concept to the world in 2012, fans of the LM002 started counting down the days till the launch of a production model. It's a significant event in the auto industry when a super sports car manufacturer releases an SUV, especially since Lamborghini only had one such vehicle in its entire history. The Urus is a special one, as its development has taken a long time, and Lamborghini wanted to get everything right with this one. It was unveiled globally in December last year, and just 38 days later, India got to see it in the flesh. The Urus is based on the MLB platform that underpins the Bentley Bentayga, Porsche Cayenne, and the Outsteer.
Now, the idea was never to just simply make an SUV and badge it Lamborghini. It had to be a true Lamborghini, and which is why this is something we've been seeing throughout the presentation of the plant as well as the new car, since we made it possible. It's a hashtag, of course, in keeping with the times, but the whole point is to try and drive home that point that a lot of people said, look, what you're trying to do, create a sports car which is also an SUV, not going to happen. Well, they say it is possible, and that's why you see these words emblazoned here on the wall, even in the plant.
Lamborghini retains its extravagance with the Urus, and you see that in the chunky mesh grille up front and laser-sharp LED headlamps. The rear gets a coupe roofline with a raked windscreen, while the LED tail lights extend across the tailgate, and you can see that there's a lot of work gone into it.
It's almost heartening and perhaps a little bit surprising to see just how much the manual part of the process still remains very key to everything that happens when it comes to design. You see all of these tools, you see the clay models, so it's not just about what happens on paper, or more importantly, the automated part, what happens in a 3D CAD environment. It is just as crucial to then put it all into a physical realm and make sure that the design is just right.
The cabin too brings out its sporty side.
Now, you might think it's cliched, but in this car's context, it became very relevant to make sure that you had a cockpit-like feel on the interior design. So that was the key part, let's say, that was driving the interior design team to this final product. And it's really interesting hearing pretty much from every part of the design team here, whether it's the interior or the exterior, about how they felt like they had a little more freedom, a little more of a wider canvas than with something like an Aventador or like a Huracan when it came to the design of this car. It is almost like a consistent, excited message from each part of the team.
And you need a cockpit indeed for this rocket ship, because the Urus gets a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 engine, a first turbo in the automaker's history. The engine is tuned to produce 641 brake horsepower and 850 Nm of peak torque. It's quick on its feet too, though it weighs in at 2.2 tons. 0 to 100 km per hour is achieved in just 3.6 seconds. And the speedo hits the 200 km per hour mark in just about 12.8 seconds. The V8 engine is paired to an 8-speed torque converter and comes with a central torsion differential 4-wheel drive with torque vectoring rear differential. It also comes with 21-inch wheels as standard, which can be spec'd up to 23 inches, and special tires have been developed by Pirelli just for the Urus that promise more agility and raceworthiness.
Eventually, of course, like every Lamborghini, what it's going to come down to is just how this car drives. But the claims that are being made are absolutely fantastic. Not only is it being promised as one of the most capable SUVs in the world in terms of performance, it's also being touted as a track-oriented machine and the world's fastest SUV at 305 km per hour. That's its top speed.
And that's its biggest USP. But Lamborghini has big hopes for the SUV.
The big reason why the Urus becomes so important for Lamborghini, the company says its sales will double with just this one new model.
Roughly, Lamborghini plans to sell 7,000 cars a year with the Urus in the lineup, and double the sales requires double the assembly line space.
Now the concept was this color, isn't it? It looks really nice in red. Can't wait to see these cars out on the open road and drive one, of course. Now the thing that all of you would want to know is what's the capacity of this plant? Well, officially we're just being told over 20 cars a day, which means around about 25. And it is flexible, which means, of course, that a lot of that production can be increased going forward depending on the demand. And you know it, the demand for this car is going to go through the roof.
The carbon-neutral factory was built in just 18 months, and in addition to the assembly space, it includes a new test track with 13 different surfaces specific to SUVs.
Now there was a time not so long ago when nobody would have believed this picture was possible, seeing the Lamborghini sports cars right alongside a Lamborghini SUV. Well, you better believe it, and right here at the final finishing, it is this picture that defines Lamborghini's future going forward.
By 2021, the company plans to launch a fourth model line. And yes, we expect that to come to India too, given the response the company has got for the rest of its cars.